Guys. Ow. Ow. I may or may not have just broken a bone. Pretty stupid if you guys are saying in the audience. And I 100% agree with you. But I had to set up a joke, and this is the best one at the time. Guys, Film Theory just posted a thingy on the Mandela catalogue. He did do the Backrooms, but he isn't exactly trying to figure out. So we're going to watch the Mandela catalogue. Also, for those of you who have seen the video 2 hours of Vo memes, it got copyrighted for no reason. I searched up what could have put. I seriously don't know what is wrong with YouTube. They will copyright you at anything. I could show off half a boob. Like, okay, let's just get the giggles out of the way. YouTube will allow certain things. They'll allow you to swear. Say certain. You can you can get demonetized for swearing. Even though somebody could say the N-word and still not get demonetized. And they they might not even be black. Anyway. Ooh. Okay.
Internet, welcome
to
Film Theory, the show that's contractually obligated to never sleep again. Thankfully, I know just the thing to help with that, the Mandela Catalogue, a terrifying series of 6 videos here on YouTube that are guaranteed to give you nightmare fuel for weeks. Produced by Alex Kister, the Mandela Catalogue is the latest and greatest example from the increasingly popular world of analog horror. Think Local 58, Gemini Home Entertainment, The Walton Files. Apparently, there was just something about the 1980s that was utterly terrifying. Oh no, those shoulder pads, they're so big! Is that thing a cell phone or a brick? Kill it! Kill it with fire! Ex-President Ronald Reagan? No, get back! I can't handle your trickle-down economics! Anyway, all joking aside, the Mandela Catalogue tells its terrifying tale through a series of 1980s and 90s era VHS tapes, all originating in the mysterious Mandela County where children have started to go missing and a mysterious intruder is breaking into local homes. But what begins as a few simple home videos quickly descends.
Okay, so we have figured this out. We have figured out that children and people have gone missing. And it's something to do with TVs. And I didn't know that specifically one person was doing it.
To a tale of kidnapping, body swapping, religious conspiracy,
and
physics. This one is gonna get dark, friends, so buckle up while we try to crack open
I'm not in a car seat.
horrors that exist inside the Mandela Catalogue. It's hard to say exactly where we should start the series, considering the first posted video isn't the one that the creator suggests watching first. But this upload, Overthrown, does set up our key theme, so...
Actually, I disagree with what the guy who even made the thing. Because if we hadn't have watched this one in the first place, there's a later reference to the first video. If we hadn't have watched that one, although there was a specific order you're supposed to watch, I don't care. I'm watching them in release order. So we'll get through this together. It's how Ashley Burton's doing the MC. She's reviewing the MC movies. Release order. So she's left with the same questions that we all had. AKA, what I'm doing. Because it makes sense. Because then that way I had the same amount of answers as everyone who first saw this video and was like, what the fuck?
I think starting here still makes the most sense. In it, we're presented with an animated version of the birth of Jesus coming specifically from a video series called The Beginner's Bible. And yeah, it gives you the classic tale of an angel Gabriel descending from heaven to tell Mary that she'll be giving birth to the Savior, Jesus Christ, who will bless us with love and joy and amazing Black Friday deals for everyone on our Christmas list. It is so nice to remember the reason for the season. Except this time, the nativity story is just a little bit different. Our angel's name is redacted, and his face has been censored. For a brief moment, though, we glimpse behind the censor bar to see this. What looks to be a blue alien ripped straight out of James Cameron's Avatar. As he speaks, he glitches on the word angel.
I am the angel Gabriel.
Already, you can tell that something is going wrong here. A suspicion
You
that only
think?
grows once Gabriel starts speaking in binary.
See, I told
Apparently,
you.
the angels we have heard on high are very proficient with their ones and zeros. Turning on closed captions, we see that the whispers translate to a code that reads, I am the one true savior. I must reverse the delusion. Joseph is next. And indeed, Joseph, stepfather of Jesus, is next. As he sleeps, the angel speaks to him.
I will fool the shepherds. I will know their greatest fear.
Seriously? This is like the worst ASMR video. Lastly, we see the shepherds in the field meeting our
Wait,
angel,
what?
who once again declares himself to be the one true savior.
I have prayed to. I am your true savior.
Smash cut to black before we get red text saying, I deceived them. Such weak minds. Yep, we're in that part of YouTube again, friends. Sweet dreams, everyone. Alright, but let's get a grip on everything that we're seeing here. First, whatever this thing is, it ain't an angel. Notice that only after it says, I know everything about what makes you human, does it reveal a human face. This thing is a shapeshifter, and its true form is what we saw at the beginning before the censor bar went up. That weird blue alien face. Notice
Exactly.
too that it stumbles over the word angel, getting stuck on the letter A, almost as though it was trying to say, I am the alien, and then correcting itself. To me, this whole thing is very reminiscent of the ancient aliens theory, the idea that some intelligent extraterrestrials visited Earth in the prehistoric days and in the process spawned all human conceptions of gods and religions as humans were unable to comprehend what they had just witnessed. But let me be perfectly clear here, I'm not married to that theory. There's also plenty of evidence to suggest that this angel is in fact the devil himself, Satan. Again, with closed captions turned on, we get a special secret while the screen
I have no
black.
problem
And in the
then.
closed
I'm
captions,
friends
is
with
this message,
Satan.
quote, "How frozen I became
And yes, I know it's a Scottish game. I know it's a Scottish guy with a gamer tag. Don't take away the joke.
And I alive remained not. Think for thyself now, hast thou aught of wit? This quote, while poetic, is actually a direct excerpt from a classic work of literature called Dante's Inferno, specifically a part near the end of Canto 34. For those of you who don't know, Dante's Inferno is basically just a dude's trip through the various circles of HE double toothpicks, and this quote is coming from the end of his score when Dante's in the frozen center of it all. And there he encounters Satan himself, chewing on some sinners. In fact, this line is his reaction to seeing the giant behemoth that is Satan. And he's not just chewing on any sinners, he's chewing on some liars and frauds. Judas, who lied to and betrayed Jesus, as well as Brutus and Cassius, the two men who betrayed and murdered Julius Caesar. So we see that fraud is the biggest sin as defined by the Inferno, the same type of fraud that we see our angel committing to Mary, Joseph, and the shepherds in the Mandela catalog. Could our angel then potentially be Satan himself?
Okay,
Seems
okay.
likely.
Right. I know this is not being even included, but would Satan then kill gay people? Okay, now I know this is going to sound out of context, but if I think I said this once before, some people will say God accepts you for who you are, and then some other people will go like, no, you're gay, get out, yeah. Can you make up your mind, please? Anyway, what does God believe in? Does he believe in gay or well, I guess if I go to the right people, they'll say that God accepts all. But it's kind of difficult when you get into mixed feelings from two different parties. Anyway, I've completely forgotten everything. Let's continue.
In the final upload of Season 1 titled Exhibition, we get another hidden quote in the closed captions. This time, a Bible verse. Corinthians 11:14. Isn't it obvious that it's disgraceful for a man to have long hair? Oh, wait, sorry, wrong Corinthians. That's 1 Corinthians, not 2 Corinthians, sorry. But geez, Bible, really pushing everyone to get their sick fade on, huh? Anyway, after a long section talking about whether girls can pray with their heads uncovered or whether they just need to shave off their hair, here's the right quote for you. And no wonder, for Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. I mean, that right there seems pretty explicit. And just to hammer the point home, in another video warning about how people in this universe are losing their minds to a disorder called MAD, we're told to, quote, avoid religious practices. Which again, seems like this is a world where Satan or that blue avatar alien, take your pick, has misled the masses and has seized control of the world's religions, manipulating their minds and causing them to go crazy. So it would seem that Satan has come to deceive the world, but why is he waiting all the way until the 80s to do anything with that? And what exactly is his plan? Well, either Satan's a big fan of Bon Jovi, or it has something to do with the analog part of analog horror, the television. You see, the 80s was perhaps the golden age age of television. It was when cable became popular. Suddenly, instead of 3 channels, you had dozens. It was when the video cassette recorder allowed viewers to tape their favorite shows. It was when the TV remote allowed people to veg out on the couch and just surf. In short, the TV rose to prominence during this decade, and with it, the ability to reach the masses almost anytime, anywhere. Something that a fake brainwashing angel would probably love to exploit. In the final upload of Season 1, we see that the government has issued something called the Television and Mirror Destruction Order, saying that if a loved one has come into contact with one of these items, you have to contact the local authorities right away. In other words, TVs are dangerous in this universe, and also mirrors. So let's reflect on that. One thing that keeps getting brought up in the Mandela catalog is fear. Gabriel talks about how he desires to know the fear of Joseph and the shepherds. In another video, a training tape for emergency responders, they're expressly told to not talk to victims on the phone because you might accidentally reveal your fear. There's something absolutely chilling when you see an emergency services training video telling the only people who can help in a dire situation to cower in fear and let the innocents die. And in yet another video, we see an emergency alert about an onslaught of missing children that warns parents to keep their kids away from televisions because they might project frightening imagery. It would seem then that some entity, Satan or whoever, is using the TVs to broadcast fears into people's minds and into their homes. This again seems to coincide with the 1980s setting for this thing, and specifically the birth of the 24-hour news cycle. In 1980, the cable channel CNN launched, and in the process pioneered news as round-the-clock programming. Suddenly, it wasn't just a short 1-hour update at the end of each night, it was instead like sports, live and updating with all the latest and all the worst headlines that humanity had to offer at any hour of any day. A trend that is only accelerated with the internet and things like Twitter. Now, obviously, I'm just making an analogy here, a comparison to what's going on in the series, but it does seem like something that's happening here in the Mandela catalog. In the Season 1 finale, we get a series of home videos by a young man named Mark Heathcliff. He's important for a lot of other reasons that we'll talk about later. Throughout his tapes, though, nothing much happens. Some church imagery, a door mysteriously opening and closing in the dark, but then we see this. A figure approaching him through a TV at night. We get this assessment from the cops that are looking at the footage, quote, Heathcliff has been paranoid for a prolonged period. To me, it seems to suggest that the TV was the thing that was causing his paranoia, whether literally summoning a shadow monster to taunt him, or else symbolically causing him to succumb to his darkest fears. In fact, the TV does appear to offer a physical portal into people's homes. Upload number 4, Intruder Alert, shows us this man, who is more than happy to whisper to us,
I am inside your home.
well, that's a comforting thought. Can you feed the cat while you're in there? Also, notice the whispered voice. It sounds a lot like our angel friend. Anyway, throughout this video, we see him repeatedly appearing in televisions, which would be scary on its own, and it is, but he also appears to be stealing children out of their beds. Midway through the video, we get a PSA about the importance of taking care of your children. The PSA presents us with a crying baby who, when checked on by his mommy, has vanished out of its crib. The only person that was in the room, the TV intruder. And we know that he can get into and out of the house, presumably through the TV, as we see later in the same video our intruder roaming the house of the vanished child, hidden in the shadows. We're told that 3,426 children have gone missing over the past several weeks, so it looks like our dude here has been pretty darn busy. But why? What's he doing with all these children, and how is he doing it? Is it just sci-fi? Can he just teleport between TV screens? Well, yeah, it kinda seems like that. The video tells us that, quote, they exist on different spectrums, suggesting that this person, this intruder, may have the ability to appear and disappear from different spectra. Perhaps one that allows him to physically be broadcast into a home, or at the very least exist on a different plane of reality and appear and disappear at will. As we see in the short Mad Disorder video, an entity is invisible, it fades in to tell its victim something, and then it fades away, as if it were phasing in and out of reality. And if this intruder is in some way related to the Satan angel, or is himself Satan, then the ability to do that, to appear and disappear at will, isn't all that far-fetched. Which brings us to what's actually getting whispered here. In the Mad Disorder video, we're told that whatever's being said, it drives the victim insane, causing them to, in 97% of cases, end their own life. But what information?
That's why the woman killed herself after she saw the TV.
In this case, might be our biggest clue. MAD, in the context of the Mandela catalog, is short for something called metaphysical awareness disorder. Though we're never told what this thing is, only the deadly end results of what coming down with it entails, based on the words alone, I think we can get a pretty solid guess as to what it means. Metaphysics is all about the nature of reality. What exists, exists, how does it exist? Basically a subject that is beyond our physical world and basic five senses. And the word awareness is just that. You're suddenly made aware of something. So what we have here is that this intruder, or these otherworldly beings, are telling their targets the nature of reality, or maybe a lie about it, which in turn causes the victim to lose their mind and ultimately end their own life. Basically very reminiscent of the opening lines of H.P. Lovecraft's...
Okay, so for those of you who didn't understand, because you're like me, you're dumb, the grasp of what I got is... Okay, let me speak as if you guys are 5 years old, if you didn't understand. Me break your brain, me make you think things, not thinking... That he's basically saying your whole life is a lie, but with a lot more scientific shit. And basically it's making our heads the equivalent of... Our heads explode, basically. So, yeah.
Call of Cthulhu, which is also about reality, our existence, and how we can never truly comprehend the nature of that existence. Quote, the most merciful thing in the world, I think, is the inability of the human mind to correlate all its contents. We live on a placid island of ignorance in the midst of black seas of infinity, and it was not meant that we should voyage far. The sciences, each straining in its own direction, have hitherto harmed us little, but someday the piecing together of dissociated knowledge will open up such terrifying vistas of reality, and of our frightful position therein, that we shall either go mad from the revelation or flee from the light into the peace and safety of a new dark age. In short, this is what I think is going on with the mad disorder in Mandela catalogue. Otherworldly beings telling people about their place in reality, and us humans are just unable to comprehend it, which leads to a sudden and tragic end of our lives. As the video says, only 3% are able to be cured of this. And if these quote-unquote angels are indeed some sort of demon or alien, well, those are the exact type of creatures that would be able to speak on something like the subject of reality. So, in summary, we have ourselves Satan, or some alien, but probably Satan, disguising himself as a human to shape the world's religions. He's spreading fear via the newest and hottest technology of the 80s, television, and also spreading words about the true nature of reality in order to crush the lies of anyone he tells. Meanwhile, we have another intruder, which may or may not be the same character, using the spectrum of television to enter homes and steal away thousands of children. Talk about your feel-good horror stories for the holiday season. And I'm not even done. There's still a lot more to this story in the form of alternates, unstoppable mutant doppelgangers, as well as a mysterious society that's trying to piece things all back together with the help of a dead man. And here's the twist, friends. This guy...
Okay, I know this is going to be a dark thought, but... Okay, this is going to be extremely dark. Just tell the guy who's kidnapping children, just tell him to go to bloody an orphanage. Who's gonna report them missing? Their parents? Again, I know it was a dark joke, but I had to make it, otherwise no one was going to.
May not be as evil as he first appears. But all that and more on the next installment, because let me tell you, there's a lot to cover here. So, in the meantime, you want to learn a mind-bending metaphysical truth about the world that won't cause you to go insane? Traditional wallets suck. They're big, they're bulky, they barely fit in your pockets, and they cause you back problems when you sit on them. The Ridge Wallet, on the other hand, our sponsor for today's episode, has descended like an angel on high to be the savior for all our wallet needs.
Oh, yeah.
The Ridge completely upends everything you thought you knew about wallets. Gone is your dad's chunky wad of leather, and in is the Ridge.
It's like
durable wallet that slides right into your front pocket. And
it is literally about the size of a credit card, like width-wise. Anyway, okay, so that's that.
oh, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Okay. I think that's his partner. Stephanie. I'm gonna get copyrighted, aren't I?
Hey guys, and welcome to GT Not Live, where I'm not live on the couch. I'm also not an imposter. Or am I?
What?
You don't know, Matt. You have no idea. I could be a doppelganger right now.
Oh, for God's sake.
You could have left work yesterday, and what you understood as Matt Pat could have been slaughtered in the middle of the night.
Okay, we get it, Matt
weird
Pat.
alien imposter creature, and now I've taken in on his persona, and he's bleeding upstairs dead. Pretty sussy.
Sus is bad enough. Sussy is the worst. No.
Can we stop with the Among Us memes? Among Us died ages ago.
See, that's how it always starts. You start with the ironic appreciation, and then all of a sudden it becomes not an ironic usage, and you've done it.
I need like a shot caller.
You do now.
It's sexy and slay are two words that I'm really trying to get out of my vocab.
Slay's fun.
Not the way I it's a heaving
Slay.
helping of slay.
Slay.
Feel free to skip
Like
this.
Santa Claus. I mean, we just.
But if you just want to see, this is the equivalent of me just fucking about in a
Santa's coming out
video.
his sleigh. Yeah, Santa, ride that sleigh.
Excuse me, what?
I hate it.
This is a kids channel.
I love that we filmed these videos, but at this point, a lot of my dialogue is more meant to just torment Matt. This mere Matt over here. No, you didn't like my Santa, ride your sleigh? No.
Did I like your yacht Santa ride your side?
Yeah, did
Let's
you?
think
Let's take a moment to consider this.
Listen, did you have fun?
You know, I also use Slay a lot too. Our channels are all about, like, I literally just talked about me as imposter Manpat slaying the original Manpat.
There's some genuine slaying going on the main channel.
Oh, I mean, our whole brand is Slay. I mean, forget ruining your chat. What our subtitles on Game Theory were smartest show in gaming for a long time, and then people gave me a really hard time about that. So then I made it ruining your childhood since 2011.
Yeah.
Now it's just Yas Slay.
And I like that. I think that's a good pivot.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean, we're talking about slaying kids. We're talking about aliens slaying us. We're talking about like video game, like an Inscription. There's a video game developer who comes in and slays a YouTuber. Yeah, slay. You know, we're talking even Power Wash Simulator. We're doing theories about how like
Right, okay.
is gonna slay a town.
Matt, no, the sus. Oh, for fuck's sake, there's chapters.
You've been traveling down this.
Discover amazing.
Suck my dick,
Vinted app. Download Vinted today.
you fat hoe.
I like that.
Finally.
All right, let's do it. Mandela Catalog Volume 2, Video 8. Okay. Winter break, 2009. See, again, giving us clear timelines. I appreciate it. Well done. Ooh, hello. One by the FBI. Ooh, wow, graphics have gotten better, actually, like compared to the originals. Because the original videos were very grainy and very rough, very, you know, old school analog horror, right? This is actually really posh. Al Murray and Jonah Marshall, suspects possibly associated with the Bythorn Paranormal. Oh man, they're giving us lore. They're giving us lore. There's a lot. Paranormal Society. That's a $1,000 reward, man. But they're victims. So they're wanted, but they're victims? Huh. Victims of the imposters? What's going on?
Hello? May I schedule an appointment?
Of course, ma'am. Where's the location?
My home.
Okay, thank you. Would you mind giving me a brief description of what you've been experiencing?
I've been hearing things.
Great, thank you. Thank you for that robust explanation.
I still hear the meows of my old cat Johnny, but the little guy passed away a few years ago.
Could it be perhaps a stray? Just throwing it out there. There may be other cats in the universe that might not be. Neighbor cat. Might I propose neighbor cat?
Matt Pat, you'll see in a minute that it
I don't
physically
think
could
he's
not
altered
be.
it. I just think his soul roams the house still.
Then call a paranormal line, you hoe!
Do you think you could help guide him?
Yes. Yes. This is the guy right here that I'm calling up that I really think is going to give peace and guidance to my dead cat's spirit. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe the hoodie brand isn't really reading for me.
There's something about a hoodie pulled up purposefully to like show.
Okay, Matt Pat. I know I take the piss with pausing
TikToker
shit,
over
but
here. You know who's gonna really put my cat's dead soul to rest? This TikTok hype house kid.
With a meticulously placed hoodie.
Right, with his hoodie just so and his poof of trendy hair. This is the guy who's really gonna care about sending my cat spirit off to the afterlife in a good way.
We can certainly try. When would you like us to visit?
They'll dab him
As
into
soon
the
as
next
possible,
life.
please. When's your next
Matt
birthday?
Pat is really having a time of his life with this.
Clearly,
Can we
business is
do
booming.
3 nights? I'm away from home.
3 nights at Freddy's.
I'm sure this will give you enough time to.
Matt! I don't want to get copied.
Well,
How about 500 a night?
We are literally ripping you off, ma'am. Like, we appreciate your enthusiasm for our services, but we are literally ripping you off. And even I, as TikToker Jake over here, feel bad about that one. It is interesting from a lore standpoint, and we'll keep watching, obviously, but from a lore standpoint, I do think it's interesting calling out right away that the idea of alternates in this universe is so commonplace and so accepted that there's this casual about it, you know, that they're like, oh no, a cat alternate now. That's really interesting to me. So
Yeah, you're
what you
right.
assume is this like big upheaval, and what in the earlier videos seemed to be this big, you know, like, oh no, it's analog horror, and all our bodies are being possessed, and we're all being taken over. Like, it seemed like this horrific cataclysm, or like this kind of apocalyptic alien takeover or whatever. But now it's just like, oh yeah, they're here. They apparently like killed off the appropriate number of people, or it's interesting. It's an interesting like turn of tone as it relates to alternates at this point.
oh hell yeah! All right.
There it is.
Sounds like a
Yeah, film it. We will upload it onto the system.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it more than you can think.
No problem, man. It's just what we do.
It's just what we do. Is it? Is it really? Okay, hold up. Oh, geez, there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Alert, please enable camera for video recording. Car cam GPS HD 0.58. Okay. Okay.
Open the damn trunk, Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah. Open the trunk. These guys. This has actually become a comedy at this point.
Not like we can do anything about it now.
Analog comedy.
Analog sucking my dick.
Okay, so they're
I don't
recording
know.
from the
I just had to
cam.
say it.
You used everything already?
You fucking dickhead!
Damn it. Well, we don't gotta worry about it anymore since we got this massive freaking payday.
Yep, that's right. You bagged $1,500 and you're set, man. Income, I'll be damned. You're set, dude. Yo, they be rolling in the bucks. Right, Matt, man, look at these guys. Look at these guys.
I mean, you don't know what the currency system is in this world.
Do I not? I can have a fair expectation
You don't know that 500 a night isn't like millions of dollars.
in a post-apocalyptic alternate world.
In winter break of 2009.
It's true. You're right. I blacked
The
out during that whole
recession
period.
just hit.
That's true. You're in the depths of the recession back then. You know, 1,500 is like 0.01 Bitcoin at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have gotten paid in Bitcoin. Then they would have been millionaires.
Oh, for fuck's
They
sake.
they're getting paid in NFTs.
What is it with the bloody
right now? Oh,
Bitcoin
man.
thing? Like,
1,500. That's like 3 Ethereum. Gonna be crypto millionaire.
how does it even work in the first fucking place? That's what I don't get.
Steal another one? So they're stealing cars,
Broad day right now.
but they're set on the $1,500. They're like, okay, we're good.
Right. And we'll be doing yet another thing, perhaps.
Nah, they would not be that self-aware.
Anyway.
There's no remorse. They're filming this for the content. Image 016, Adam's trying to fix the car while I eat chips. Okay. Highthorn Paranormal. So this is something this is like a grift that they've set up, right? Okay, they're entering Mandela. That's fine. Uh-oh, they're entering Mandela. Dun, dun, dun.
And who's to say that she's not even crazy? Who's to say she's not as high as I'm going to be in 30 minutes?
I would hope us, because the last thing I need is getting a weird house call from a stoned lady about a dead cat, and then there'd be nothing there. Nothing there.
Huh.
Right? Half of me.
That's weird. Huh. So last time a screen like this kind of popped up, they were covering up an alternate, like in the first Mandela catalog, Overthrown. There was a thing. They would throw up these like censor boxes or these big kind of like cover-up boxes. Is this just like video effects just to have video effects, or are they actually passing through some? I mean, there's smoke back there. Like you can see the subtle like wafting smoke. Like, oh no, they're passing through like the evil smoke. But
Then there'd be nothing there. Nothing there.
weird. Huh.
Right?
It doesn't seem like they're... Because you can see along the top here that there's still a car window, so maybe something passed by in the window that's being censored. It's odd.
To me, there aren't even alternates. And the mayor was just too stupid to just make that entire infographic.
So they're thinking...
Why are we getting so many calls by alternates in the first place?
Maybe because maybe it's mass hysteria, right?
Okay, so the idea that... Huh, that's interesting. So I had assumed that this was a global pandemic at this. And I mean, you know, for lack of a better term, but like a global infestation of these things, right? But it seems highly localized to just this area of like Mandela County, Maple County, whatever those like 5 counties they list off in one of the uploads. And the fact that people don't even believe it, that's weird. Because again, if you look back to Overthrown, the very first thing, it's like, I am your god now, and I'm infiltrating your religion and whatever. And now it's like, oh, but it's even after all these years, it feels like it's just localized to a very small portion, and even still, people are doubting it. That's, huh.
Do you think this
is unexpected. This is taking it in ways that I did not expect.
Of the war on alternates?
I don't know. We're just two guys driving.
Classic down the creepy road. I love that their ETA has not really changed all that much, despite them right? Because it was 11:41 before, wasn't it? Just out of curiosity, what was it? It was, yeah, 11. Their ETA was 11:41 before, and then they had to fix a car and also hijack another car, and yet they're very efficient. I gotta say, good for them. Say what you will about their, their content strategy and their exorcism skills, but man, are they efficient. 11:42 p.m. still. I mean, there's obviously the cross, which is carrying through the like religious stuff.
Your destination in 10 minutes.
Holy shit, that's actually really useful.
What? They tell you when you're gonna arrive? This is mind-blowing. 2009 tech. Just wait, man. Just wait. GPS technology is just getting started. Take it from me in the future. Onwards and upwards. The cars are gonna drive themselves at some point.
Interesting fact about that. My dad will never trust self-driving cars.
To think about. Well, I don't even remember what technology was in 2009.
Shit.
Was it just GPS? Google Maps was a thing back in 2009, wasn't it?
I think you're a better person to ask. I was...
Because I'm an old head. Isn't that right? I'm an old head.
I was just freshly bar mitzvahed.
Don't want to hear about what's going on with that whole business. Yeah, freshly bar mitzvahed.
So I don't have much of a memory of the GPS technology.
You remember being bar mitzvahed, though.
Well, I remember... Do you know DJ Earworm?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the 2009 mashup?
That's, yeah, okay, yeah.
What's it called?
I I do remember DJ Earworm, and I vaguely remember the mashup, but yeah, I forget.
This is important.
This is crucial. This is crucial to the lore of Mandela Catalog. This is it.
We can get a better idea. Okay, this is Blame It on the Pop.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. All right.
So
2000, yeah, here. Google. Now I'm curious. Okay, Google Maps timeline. Like, no, it's gonna give me like your timeline of history, place the launch date maybe. Yeah, 2005. I mean, and like maybe MapQuest you're using. I don't know. That's still 4 years out. Google Maps developed really fast. Anyway,
It really did.
maybe we were using a Garmin and a Tam and all those. Tom, Tam, Tim. Being navigated by a Tim.
I mean, they didn't have to outlet these things, did they? Like, I doubt that guy's face could appear on something like this and, kill you. I don't know.
Huh. Okay.
Did they? Like, I doubt that guy's face could appear on something like this and, kill you. I don't know.
Okay, so this confirms what... It was either in part 1 of my theory or I was saving it for part 2. I think it was in part 1 of my theory, maybe. Shoot, I should have called it earlier if I didn't. But yeah, the theory went basically that the intruder or the alternate or whoever, I think it was intruder, was able to appear on people's screens and abduct them, kill them, brainwash them, whatever. But the reason he was able to kind of infiltrate so many people and capture so many people was because he would show up on their TV screens. Hence why all the governmental warnings are like smash your screens, avoid windows and avoid mirrors and screens. So this kind of confirms that yes, he can appear in places and capture you from like your digital entertainment.
They did not. I guess.
Guys.
I like how you're making these out to be gangsters, but...
That's slightly concerning. I heard a noise from underneath my bed, and I'm not sure. Maybe I was just hearing something, but there is not a lot of room underneath my bed because there is half a ton of shit down there, and I'm sleeping like right next. Maybe I was hearing something. I don't know. I'm just fucking mentally cracked in the head. Right. Right, the reason I'm not like, bloody, all there and all that, watching like 100% side by side is because, well, Matt Pat's more of the expert.
All we did was, get all this.
Get all this!
Their whole lives under the radar, right? Like, quiet kid. Right?
Okay, I'm like, was there a tech error? But no, okay. Huh. Weird. Okay, so we can assume that these guys are real. Crime pays. Weird. GPS signal 410. Okay, they arrived on time. Well done, guys. Good driving. This house doesn't look familiar. It's not like one of the other ones that we've seen in the show so far. Powering off. Okay. Huh. Weird. This is taking things in a very different direction. I'm surprised by this. Night 1. Oh! 3 nights! 3 nights at Catwoman's house. January 12th. Very specific. 11:45. Are they filming this at this point? I do question who's actually operating the camera in all these scenarios. And why they're filming. They just checking it out in advance. This... Oh no. At first I was going to say this reminds me of, there was a scene in the most recent Mandela Catalog, not the trailer, the one before, where you saw doors that at least looked similar in arrangement to this, opening and shutting in a creepy, spooky way. But they didn't. I don't believe they had a cat door, so this is a different place, it seems. But yeah, those doors look very familiar.
Oh, trust me, Matt Pat, they will do. They are.
But it's one of those old ones with the tapes and stuff. It will record, but I won't be able to see it in real time. I'll just have to look at it afterwards.
So they're gonna set up cameras like Paranormal Activity style? Okay. Who are these guys? I don't know if I'm supposed to take these guys seriously or not, because they're trying to do something. They are attempting to have a positive impact, apparently, on this, like, cat's afterlife. But nothing about them screams that they are actually taking this seriously. So on one hand, they're like grifters. On the other hand, though, they're like making some efforts.
It's big like the villains from Home Alone energy.
Yeah! What are the Home Alone bandits? What was their name? The Wet Bandits! The Wet Bandits! There it is! The Wet Bandits. There it is. They are though, right? There's like two kind of like goofy dudes, like grifting their way into a house, and then they like case it. But then they're also doing this weird tone here.
You look so stupid right now.
What am I supposed to do for a literal ghost cat?
What's it gonna do? Just us to death? Like, what are we doing here?
You're not taking this seriously for once.
I mean, in the end, I don't really have to take that much seriously at all, because I'm here and you're there, and you're...
Yeah, because you were too scared to go inside to begin with.
Oh, God.
Not too scared. I'm not too scared.
Yes.
So Jonah's outside, Adam's inside.
I'm not scared. I'm not. I'm just allergic.
Just allergic to cats, bro. Doesn't cat dander make you sneeze too?
I'm allergic to cat motherfucker.
Focusing a lot.
I legally can't go in there. Sounds like bitch in there.
In their house.
Tear it down.
I'm not gonna bust down this random lady's door.
Dude,
It's fine. She's not gonna find out.
Anyways.
is she not? If you're trying to bust down you are on the side of the hinges. Okay, spoiler alert. If you're a wet bandit trying to grift your way through cat exorcism in some random woman's house for your TikTok content, you're on the side with the hinges. You would just pop kind of the needle that holds the hinge together with the door. You would just pop that out, and then you'd be able to remove the door easily. No damage to the door. Now you have access. You don't even have to really worry about the lock at that point, I don't think. And then you would just be able to replace it. Right? You knew that, Matt. Easy.
I'm a little.
Did he just tell people how to lockpick a door?
It's basic construction.
Oh, for fuck's sake. If anyone in the audience is a criminal, do not bloody do this, because I do not want to get sued.
Hinge maintenance. Have you not had to maintain your hinges?
Not once.
Not once. See, kids these days don't have to maintain their hinges. That's what it is. The only locked door in the house.
You see anything in there?
Okay, internal hardware is damaged for an unknown reason. Retailer for assistance or recalibrate yourself. Weird.
No, I mean, there was nothing besides that weird kind of locked door. Not a meow, not a noise, nothing. See anything weird on the cameras at all?
Yeah, I'm going through this. I don't think I see anything either.
I mean, who knows? Maybe that thing's just locked downstairs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, the more I look at this house, the more I really don't want to be in.
Those single family, one floor ranch homes.
I think we're just kind of babysitting an empty house for 3 nights.
I mean, that is God.
I mean, I think the best thing that can happen is we just leave now and then we say we were here the entire time. Because I'm looking at this house and I'm looking at this footage, and even though there's nothing too threatening about it, I don't like it. I really don't like it.
It's literally just an empty house, bro.
I mean,
can you suck it up for 3 nights?
Suck what?
Whoa! Get dunked on! GPS signal weak. Okay.
Where'd that come from?
Please recalibrate your camera.
I think that came from the house, man. I really don't like this now.
I'm the opposite. This is kind of interesting.
I don't
Yeah,
know
this
if
is
I
cool.
should go in there now.
I'm going back in.
The protagonist who always
There's
gets himself
something
killed.
deeper than a cat here.
I think that's the problem.
I think it's fine. You're Realize what this could do for us?
What for us? We're already on the run. We
Do you realize what this is gonna make us blow up on TikTok? We're gonna get at least 100,000 likes, and that'll translate to 0 internet imaginary money. I might get like 1,000 followers out of this.
I have a theory fact.
You-
a little evidence tidbit.
You have a theory, fact, evidence tidbit. Okay, with that very very robust explanation.
Well,
What's
it
going on?
says error 333,
Mhm.
and 333 is an angel number. Are you familiar?
Excuse me, what?
An angel number?
Now what's what?
That's just like a
Did you learn this when you were bar mitzvahed? You learned your angel numbers while being bar mitzvahed?
It's just like a sentence or an idea that has stuck in my brain, but
Yeah.
it's like a superstitious thing.
Really?
Like
Okay.
333 being like a number associated with like angels in biblical texts.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, that's interesting.
Um,
I don't know that. I know a lot of the other like numerology. Like I
Yeah.
know like 7 is one of those numbers.
Tinashe's most recent album is titled 333 for that reason. So that is why I know that.
It's also half of 666.
And then 99? Well, a third.
I would say that's a third. It can't be half of both 666 and 99.
But yeah, I thought it was worth pointing out.
That's
Error 333.
Interesting. No, good call. That's good. I did not know that actually.
don't need this attention again.
You like it or not, I'm going back
Wait,
in.
we don't need.
What for us? We're already on the run. We don't need this attention again.
Oh,
You like
this
it or not, I'm going back in.
Adam, please.
It's too late. I already made up my
Adam, please.
Oh,
Adam,
no.
please.
I'm not gonna
The
say that.
exposure to the. Okay, so we're. I don't think even if you brightened it would reveal anything. I think that's just the exposure to the blank causes a great increase in video corruption and deterioration. Huh. I feel like this is just like Ghost Hunter. How did you die? Are we still talking to a cat?
Where is it from?
Meow, meow, meow. Like a PKE?
Where were you born? Are you lost?
Did you get an answer?
Am I coming through? Loud and clear.
Shut up.
See anything on the cameras? Dude, cut it out. Dude, seriously, stop. Dude, fucking quit.
What the hell I do?
Just forget.
Whoa, it's getting creepy now.
You're getting creeped out now.
What are you saying exactly?
Weird. This is weird.
Dude, that's not funny. Well, it's not funny.
Take a tiny bite.
Wow!
Looking. Oh, go ahead.
Is that supposed to be the evil snake during the like tree of knowledge? Hold on, sorry. It's like it's getting creepy because now we're getting all this like weird stuff getting mixed. It's getting weird. It's going off the rails. But I do got to take a little bit of umbrage at the fact that if this is truly the Adam and Eve Garden of Eden story, something about the snake doesn't quite work. I don't know what it is. How many limbs do snakes have again?
Isn't that the thing, though? Is that God took its limbs away because it was bad?
Oh!
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's that bar mitzvah training coming in. There it is. No, you're totally right. Absolutely, you're totally right. He's made to slither along the earth
Right.
because he
was a
does
bad
this.
boy.
No, you're totally
Explain
Before
slow
he became a
worms.
Snake, or like a modern iteration of a snake, he had stuff.
If God is able to explain what the fuck was
No,
slow worms,
no,
then
good,
I'm
good
gonna
catch,
be
actually.
impressed.
You're totally right. Here I am. I'm like, oh, this is for the lulz. Of course, like one person would have known that, and then like everyone else would. Oh, duh! Snakes had arms and legs in the early days. Duh. Here, Mister. I have the solutions. Then, what is this? Is this anything?
Stomach sack.
I like that I'm asking the guy who during our security breach playthrough didn't realize that bears could walk on 4 legs and in fact prefer to walk on 4 legs. So
You actual fucking dumbass.
We all have our areas of expertise. I am the bigger expert in bear and bear anatomy. You're
biblical snakes.
Biblical snakes. And there's sacks, apparently, snake sack. Okay, here we go.
I don't know. It was good, but suddenly I feel.
I don't feel so good.
Suddenly I feel kind of scared.
Can I highlight? No, I can't. I was wondering if there was like invisible
Aha!
text there or something.
I've just figured out something for my Lego Titan
this is where I hit
that
the
I'm
hay.
also working on.
Now we're getting somewhere. Now. Huh. Oh, his name is Adam. Is there something on that transition? So interesting. So now there seems to be a battle of sorts, or kind of like a fight over. Yeah, there's this one flash frame I noticed. I'm not seeing anything, but there's definitely a. Like usually you can tell like there's a little discoloration there. I'm not seeing anything. But I did notice that there was either a missed frame or something there. So it seems to be a battle or a fight between the shepherd and someone else. And this other guy, is he the intruder then? Or?
I lost visuals on cam 3. You think you could check that out?
Nope. Don't trust Adam. I'm noticing the flash. I'm assuming that this is the camera in the reflection, right? That's why you're seeing that little flash. And that would make sense, right? Like if this is the camera and flashlight, it's pointing in this direction, so you would see it reflected in the window. This. Ooh. Oh man. No. Not okay. A lot of creepy images of doors. Spooky doors. Cats. It's the cat. Huh. What is that? Is that like a night vision camera that's taking like occasional shots? Don't love that. Not okay. Nope. Spooky closet. Do you think the woman was luring them here for this? Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. No. Not okay. That's like, I don't even see it. There?
Yeah, that sucks.
That sucks. It
That
sucks.
sucks.
That right? That's awful. I hate it. I hate it so much. The reason I rewind it to look at it more closely is I don't think, I was wondering if that's intruder, if that I couldn't tell who that is. It seems like it's an alternate, right? Because of how elongated and stretched his face is. I don't believe we've seen this face before. I could be wrong, but this might just be a random alternate. Hate it. Also, what did he say? Open your eyes. Okay. Can't tell if my eyes are open or closed at this point. Nope. 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 That's probably backwards text or something. Oh, and even I paused it and it's still there. That's even creepier to me, is the fact that I pause it on what I expect to be a black screen and that you still see the residue of, like, it. That's the stuff that gets me, man. Ah, no! Do not want. Do not want.
This is ASMR. Just a little ASMR.
Yeah, just a little, yeah, just satanic ASMR, you know.
No, I have headphones on right now. Let me tell you, that was brutal.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is the worst. Okay, patients report multiple sleepless nights after the symptoms initially become apparent. It's not difficult to avoid, however. The patient must try to actively seek it out. Report multiple sleepless nights after their symptoms initially become apparent. It's not difficult to avoid. The patient must try to actively seek it out. Seek what? Is this like possession? Like conversion to alternate? Dumb? Here, let's keep watching. I hate that it's still there. I hate that it's still there. I hate it. Leave the screen! Thank you. It listened. I appreciate it. Oh, image, whatever. Alright, it's just... Nope. Nope. Image 33. I believe that this is one that we'd have to go back and double check as I was like working on a theory for this. The progression of the images, because all of them are numbered, obviously, and so I'd be curious to see like how the numbers slot in with each other. Adam, why didn't you come back to the car after you tried talking to it? To the car? Car! Talk to me, car! Now we're at image 142. 43, don't act like I don't know you stare at these stupid pictures all day. I know you're reading this. Okay. Look, man, I'm hungry and I don't want to leave without you. I'm kind of worried. I like that these are being done in image form. That's strange. That all these messages are happening as images. I don't know what you're so busy doing in there. Just come out of the car and let's go get a pizza. So he's following whatever... It seems like Adam at this point is following whatever thing was calling to him from the closet. You followed the shepherd, follow me instead. So it seems like Adam is following whatever the no. Wait, did I skip something? Hold up, I skipped something. I'm like, what's all this sound? Jonah, look, the locked door is open. I finally hear the cat, it's meowing. Call me on the radio and you can help me with this. See, it's always a basement, man. It's always a basement. That darn cat. Nothing is worth the risk. That is a line from a different part of Mandela catalog, I believe. I believe they said nothing is worth the risk. When it was like, hey, don't answer the call of someone who needs help, nothing is worth the risk, if I recall correctly.
Yes, it's, if they're...
Oh, okay, there's their pictures.
Oh, so now you're taking me serious. Dude, I don't know what you want from me. I'm as serious now as I've ever been. This whole time, huh? So you fucking with me with you being serious. I get that I screw around sometimes, okay? But that's just what I do. Well, maybe it shouldn't be. Look, man, I'm just devastated that I'm not as broken as you still are with everything that's happened, and I'm sorry that I can't keep helping you carry the burden. What does that have to do with anything? But I'm reaching my fucking limit here. These things have taken so much away from us, yet you still run to them every chance you get. No, I fucking listen to me. You're not invincible, okay? I know you thought that when
You
we
make me
started
feel... I'm sorry.
death marches, and nothing happened, and I get it. But this right here is real, and you should know that more than anybody. What's that even supposed to mean? I wish we'd never looked for your mom, because she is dead and gone, and we were never gonna get her back. What did you just fucking say to me? And I'm so...
I'm still going on a theory that now obviously he said she, so that could mean from sister to mum to girlfriend to... But with the way that guy reacts, it must be girlfriend, because... Or sister, like, the mother kind... If somebody insults your mother, it's kind of a hurtful kind of thing, reaction. But if it's your sister or your girlfriend, you go ballistic. You lose your shit. Or it could be
Artie, that these are the lives that we lead today, but Adam, if you walked down those stairs, you'd be joining her. And if by some miracle you come back out, I don't think you'd be yourself. And I'm telling you right now that I won't be here to confirm that.
Okay, that was a very good dramatic moment. I won't be here to confirm that. Interesting.
Very interesting.
That's a lot. That's a lot of lore dump. So what's that telling us? That these guys are kind of like tornado chasers for alternates almost, and that they got started when Adam lost his mother, presumably, or someone to them, and that they've taken a bunch from them. And so it seems like the alternates, in some capacity, have taken both of their, childhoods or both of their like families away or something, which is why now they're outcasts, outlaws, on the run, whatever. And they've started this grifting to get all this. This is just me like reacting real time. I don't know. I have to rewatch and listen to all this, but that's my impulse. There is that, and so now it's interesting that they say they've encountered these things before and nothing happened. So it seems like there are certain people who are immune or maybe less affected by what's going on in this world, and that you can choose to follow them or not follow them in some way, and you can like come back to them. That's interesting because it seems like it's been a binary switch up to this point. Like you're part of the alternates, you're part of whatever the savior savior is calling you or whatever. It feels like it's flipping a switch, right? And now you're just one of them. But here it seems like it's a choice, and that these entities, or one of these two entities, one of these two factions almost, gives you a choice, and you have the option of following it or not. It's really, really interesting.
They just fucking leave this! Please!
Yeah, creepy. You going down the stairs? Oh, he's going down the stairs. Adam, you fool!
Adam, you dickhead!
Oh, weird! Weird! That's creepy. Oh, okay. That's intruder, imposter, like, that's the guy that shows up on the screen. You don't remember me?
Wait. Is this hinting at the fact that...
Back to him kidnapping?
Guys, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they're hinting at the fact... So, I can't remember which one it was, but there was the episode that was posted about Thingamajig baby getting, like, there was that diagram of a woman walking into a room and her child was gone and then she killed herself. Is this hinting at the fact that this guy may be the baby that was taken? But if that's the case, how do you get back? Oh, so many questions! Spicy!
Or... Is that the intruder? Is it? No, it looks a little bit different. So this to me is like a reference back to how they were kidnapping, or kids would disappear. Before we move on, I just wanted to quickly. Okay, so this is the two guys who got into a fight. One of them loses their mom. This is from a different sequence. This is the one that we saw appear in a previous one. This is the Time Authority, Variance Authority symbol. Time Variance Authority, it's a Loki thing, but whatever the Time Government Authority is in this series, that has appeared in a different iteration. There it is again. The temporal phenomena, the Department of Temporal Phenomena, which again seems to indicate that this guy is some sort of time traveler, or like he's a time lord. This is the mother who loses her child. That's just a spooky image. Doesn't look familiar to me. That also, on one hand, it's not the imposter. So the two guys, temporal authority, that creepy image, him, the mother, and then yeah, I don't know what he's supposed to be. Okay, so this is, I'm assuming that this is maybe like, hey, you are the kid that was taken from the crib at one point by this entity, and now I'm calling back to these like buried memories, maybe.
Nobody is coming to help you.
Huh. Yeah, Jonas.
Now he gone, mate.
It's interesting we're getting the red filter again.
Do you understand?
Nobody knows. Huh. No. I need to figure it out. Do you understand? Okay, now we've switched color palette from red to blue. So this is Joan, I'm assuming? Who are you running from? Oh, error code 333! Left him to die. Oh, 523. Did it say Jonah? So we still hear Adam calling? Maybe. It's hard to tell. It's really distorted. And then that's it. Huh. Woman. Huh. Oh, that's great. That's a great video right there. Whew. Interesting. Okay. That went in directions I did not expect. Which is good. That's exciting. It's a very interesting new take on the lore of this thing. The general complacency that people have with alternates, but they are still some level of threat. There is some level of like brainwashing or almost like cultish behavior happening here. There seems to be a time. I still stand by this, and if I didn't mention it in the previous theory, I have to mention it now. But it seems like there's increasing support for there being a time travel component to it. That this character who's based on the screens is able to like phase through different times, you know, affect people in their childhoods and then come back to them later maybe and hit them again. Or maybe like as sleeper agents or reactivate them. Really, really interesting stuff. The fact that I think I had suspected maybe that there was like warring factions or two separate factions between Intruder and the alternates and kind of whatever the savior, whatever they are. But, you know, now that seems to be really clear at this point. Really interesting from a lore standpoint, and also just again really unsettling, just super unsettling. It makes me really uncomfortable. Matt, any initial thoughts? I mean, you were crushing it on the like evidence points today. What did you notice? Anything interesting worth calling out?
My brain kind of like turned off at the end. I was just
Great.
sensorily and emotionally overwhelmed.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. It's all right. You did your business early on, and you're like, okay, I did my due. I deposited enough checks for this episode.
I think from a storytelling perspective, this was the most like successful of the ones.
Yeah. No, I agree. You can tell, like, you know,
He's getting like better.
Yes.
Not that he was bad, but
Right.
like this was really good.
Yeah, I like this one a lot because you said this one had a narrative arc, right? Like this one clearly has a narrative arc. You have characters that you're following. It's not just like here's creepy images and we're gonna mix them together.
Yeah.
This one felt like it was telling us an intentional story, whereas the other ones were like here's creepy stuff mixed in with, you know, we'll flesh out. It was more like world building, I think, whereas this one is like, oh, I'm telling you a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very interesting. I need to go back and finish my theory. A little bit nervous and cold now. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your theories down in the comments, because at this point, I'm gonna be hopping back into like full on theory throttle mode. So I'll be looking for your suggestions, for your thoughts, new directions that I can pursue with it. Some really interesting stuff there. You know, it seems like, you know, there's a solid idea of kind of what the narrative is and how it's going to all work together, but it's still being kept very vague, and kind of what these characters are, their histories, things like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being scared with me. And as always, remember, it wasn't a live stream, but it was.
Yeah, also, by the way, guys, yes, I am playing with Lego, but that was because, right, the reason I was is because last time I watched this, it's hurt my brain and it's left a permanent, right.
Oh!
Corny. Oh, wait.
I believe.
Okay, first we got, right.
Apparently, there's a lot of this stuff that's just going around these days, because I think
yes,
so not only did we have the update on the Mandela catalog just came out not too long ago, but then also I know Walton Files seems like it's gearing up for another release. We covered the ARG kind of clues, the secret website that they had kind of released out that we had to piece together clues around. So it feels like they're ramping up for another one that's coming out there, which is really exciting. But now you have me. What is this one? So this is a new thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, what is this?
It's called the Backrooms.
The Backrooms.
The Backrooms.
Okay. Why does that sound familiar?
I believe this is based on a creepypasta.
Really? Okay.
It is.
It sounds familiar. Okay.
I've got it pulled up.
You got okay. Let's check it out. Okay.
But this has been floating around this specific video that I think that we should react to.
Okay, so oh, Backrooms Explain. Okay, so there's a Backrooms Explain.
Someone already did your job.
They did it for no. Come on. Backrooms Wiki. Oh, there's a fandom. Oh yeah, this has been going on for a while.
Yep.
But it was brought to my attention because of this specific video.
Okay.
So I learned that it was.
Yeah,
after
no, that video did not
Okay.
explain to me at all.
It was released pretty recently.
Okay, September. I mean, it says it's from September 23rd, 1996.
I want to say it came out like 2 weeks ago.
Really? Here, let's see.
Yeah, 13 days ago.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on. Also, Attack on Titan.
Yep.
Also, Attack on Titan. Oh, wow. Attack on Titan, the Invasion animated. Oh, cool. So, this person... Okay, so this, to me... Oh, the rumbling activated. Oh, cool. So this looks like someone who is, I think... and I love this corner of YouTube, where they are filmmakers or graphic design... Like, graphic artists. Maybe CGI artists or whatever, who kind of do their own versions of popular IP, Attack on Titan, whatever, to make their name be heard, but then every once in a while do kind of their own personal. So this is terrifying. I don't know what this is, but that's freakish. These look incredible. But as a result, then they're able to kind of build out their portfolio, build out a fandom, and then get more eyeballs on their independent projects or things that they're just kind of working on that aren't necessarily tied to another existing IP. So you're saying, so it this took off 13 days ago, 7.6 million. Whoa, good for it. Man, crushing it. All right.
Figured we'd hop on the train.
So this is an old. So as I understand it, and maybe you don't know fully, so maybe we can explore this together. But it's here. I don't want to scan ahead. But it sounds like this is an old creepypasta that maybe Kane Pixels has adopted and kind of made into their own, or kind of like done a visual of.
That would make sense to me.
That makes sense. So even though there are other things here, they might not necessarily be tied to this.
Yeah.
Like, so it seems like
It's not all one world.
Although this, like, if you're looking at these, look similar.
But I don't think it.
No, they're all three of those are related.
That's what you think. You'd be surprised. Attack on Titan final season goes to some weird places, okay? Addresses themes that you wouldn't expect from where that series started.
Oh wait, no spoilers. My friend, my editor Morgan is watching the new series. He's gonna. I hope he's gonna tell me about it. Although I haven't really said if I
More
want
ARG,
to.
man. I can't get enough ARG horror. All right, the Backrooms. Step into it. Oh, I see. 8-Bit Ryan's already done it. Hollow, I don't know Hollow, but Hollow's already done it. Cool. Great video right down here. An amazing video right down here. Special Ed, fantastic.
Hey!
Is it a video game?
He watches Markiplier! Sick!
Like, it would make sense that a creepypasta had also been
like a video like Slender Man kind of
Yeah.
thing? Huh. Interesting. Alright. I'm intrigued. It sounds familiar. Like, maybe I've seen it in passing at some point, but it's clearly new-ish. So let's dive into this. I'm excited. The Backrooms. More found footage. Can't get enough. Slow play.
Sound. Camera. Rolling.
Oh man, this is like modern day Blair Witch. Look at the lore! We're learning so much lore already.
How?
Creepy monkey.
Monkey.
That was good. Okay, guys. All right.
That was a win.
That was good. I'm thinking we get a wide angle and then we're done. All right? Yeah, cool. Like how much further? Like a little more. A little more. Okay.
Oh, this is so cool already. I love the setup of like a bunch of independent filmmakers. A short film by King Parsons. Wait, so so hold up. So we're filming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then he like falls through. Huh. He like falls through the floor? Through reality? Through like a sewer? Interesting. Alright.
He's already confused.
I mean, that tells you everything that you need, which is cool. Why he has a camera, why he's in here.
Hey guys.
Also, I have a question. If the person who fell through the ground, like
Backrooms, like a back room of an office.
he just got straight on the money of I need to move. He didn't just. Maybe the camera was found by a person when he hit the ground at Mach 1. We don't know, but why would somebody edit the? It's very confusing because it doesn't. It just shows us him that he's just moving. He's gone. He's given up. He hasn't tried to like go back or do it. I don't know. It doesn't explain a lot.
So isolated and quiet. As a kid.
Hello?
As a kid, I loved places like this. Because it was just like, it was all open and you could just run around and have like a heck of a time. You see it peeking out, something's peeking, someone's watching ya.
Oh.
Slender Man.
Someone there?
Nah, no one's there. Go on about your day.
Yeah, to just like run down these hallways and just like go crazy. You're like running around uninhibited inside. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. What a cool visual. Did they make all this? Is this all graphically done, or did they actually like find a set like this? This is so cool. This must be CG generated. This is fantastic. the use of space is so unsettling. Because there's something about like wide open, just empty large spaces that's really shockingly claustrophobic. And now we're in the green section. Oh man, you're just lost.
Oh, he did.
You're just lost and alone for days.
Can anybody hear me? Hello?
That's an understatement. Oh wait, there was something around that corner, wasn't there? The tension. I keep waiting for something to happen. He's doing what all these analog horrors are doing, which is just like, it's just you steep in the tension of something happening. Hey, arrows. That's helpful.
No, it isn't.
Thanks for guiding me. Don't know if I trust those.
You wouldn't.
What the hell?
Also, the humming of the fluorescence just becoming oppressive. Okay. Hold up. Sorry. Handprints. So you know other people have been here before, obviously. God. Closed. Don't move. Stay still. Oh! Don't move! Stay still, you fool! Nope.
Yeah, well, not everyone wants
to... What the heck? What is it? Nope. No. It sounds like there's like a humanoid voice in there. And you're just lost. Oh, so cool. Oh, jeez. It sounds like it's trying to come on. Oh! It's a hole. It can still come at you, man. It can still come for you. Part of me wants to rewind and look at what this thing is that's chasing us. On the other hand, I don't want to because when you see too much of the monster, it becomes less scary.
Exactly.
So I don't want to reveal it too early. I love how it's such a mundane area, though. I'm just here's a bunch of empty rooms and hallways. Is so unsettling. Ooh. Hey, at least there's an outside? Nope, it's an interior courtyard. Huh. You're just trapped. Got some rope. Trying to trip it up. Item. Equip. Equip the rope. Nope, nothing really. You're not hiding that dumpster or using that rope, man. I don't know what to tell you. That rope is going to be useful. Ooh, hey. It's bigger on the inside.
This is real.
Huh. See, the rope would have been helpful there. Could have crossed that, maybe. Did a little Tarzan swing. Fire exit, huh? Leading up. Guess for underground, maybe? Oh, no, you're back in. No, don't go back in.
That's
Don't
exactly.
do it. Oh, you fool! Why would you go back here?
Exactly. I can't be the only one who's thinking that this guy's a
Down, down,
dipshit.
down. Try to find those clues on the wall again. You know what I'd be tempted to do? I might be tempted to like try to get into the ceiling.
What's
these ceilings are usually like lowered ceilings? Oh! Oh! Phew. No. Do not want. Oh, what? Weird. It's like an animatronic thing? What is it? No. Oh man, more spooky animatronics. See, this is the rope. Rope would have been helpful. Oh, jeez. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! The cameraman takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Cool. That thing's built by Nintendo. It's so sturdy.
Why is the camera moving? I've only just realised.
Oh, and that's just where it ends. Weird. So what exactly is this thing? Okay, so now that we're at the end of it, we can check it out a little bit. Oh, that is so horrific. So it is kind of like, huh? It's one part animatronic, kind of. It's a bunch of wires though. It's a little less skeletal than you would think an animatronic would be. It's kind of like it's like an evil tripod.
That
Which,
actually
to be
makes
fair,
sense.
I feel like I could take out an evil tripod. Like, I think I could wrestle a tripod.
Gotta bust one of its knees out.
Yeah, right? It's just a tripod. Like, as long as one of those legs is not in operation, you're
The way
good.
it moves is a little goofy.
Right? This shot, everything up through here was freaking me out. Like, it's legitimately very unsettling, this entire, like, this is great. And this is so well done. The atmosphere is incredible. All of this. And I don't know if this is from the original creepypasta or this is the design of the monster or whatever. This was a little bit goofy.
It's a little goofy.
It's a little goofy. And the fact that he's like so front heavy and he's kind of like wobbling around, kind of like, okay, I'm really running away from like weirdo floppy tripod here. Everything up to this point, I'm like, oh, this is horrific. This thing is terrifying. And this is one of the reasons why you never want to reveal too much about your monster, because then you see this and you're like, oh, I can take that, whatever.
Well, don't forget, it is...
Yeah, right? You just push them over.
It's
like,
also quite fast.
So the one cut, like, probably a minute before this.
With the throwing of the chair?
Yeah.
The throwing of the chair was horrific.
Can we see that again?
Yeah, of course. Why, did you see something interesting with it?
I just want to see it again.
It was really good. It was like somewhere around here. So we're back in. I also want to go back and re-look at the clues on the wall. I didn't want to spend too long on it just because I was really into the atmosphere of this whole thing. But I'm curious what the wall's trying to say. Like, if you had stayed still, would you have survived? Or is that just is it misleading you? This to me reads as like a motion detector. Okay, so here it comes. Oh!
Motion detector.
So good.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things that, hey, aspiring filmmakers or anyone, like, this is something that I did when I was in theater. This is something that I still do, or at least I try to do. It's a little bit harder on YouTube because you can't, like, as finely refine every video that you do, but it's something I try to pass along to the editors as they're thinking about setting up their scenes. This moment right here. So you're moving, you stop, and then the beat hits. One of the things that is so important when you're directing something, whether that's on camera or in theater or whatever, and one of the easiest mistakes that I think a lot of people fall into is they don't think about cleanly separating their beats. And this is a note that I gave the editors in the early days a lot. When I was
Morgan, don't forget, take notes.
I did a lot in theater too, where a lot of times people will mix movement, and so the audience doesn't know where to focus. And so this moment would be less effective if he was still moving forward. But by cleanly separating the beats of we're slowly moving through, we stop for just a second, and whether or not the audience can articulate that and sees that you've stopped, it doesn't matter. Now you've given them a clear focal point of like the end of the hallway, then the chair hits, right? As opposed to we're moving, and then the chair hits. So there's multiple planes of movement happening, which lessens the scare impact of it. And this is one of those things that happens a lot when you're directing stuff. Like, you want to make sure that the audience is kind of following you on a beat-to-beat basis, and that might feel unnatural, but it helps you more clearly communicate the story and what's happening in the story, and getting the audience to follow you in a much smoother, cleaner way, and it makes each individual beat that much more effective. And so that's actually why I love that moment and why it works so well. And there's a lot of creative decisions there that could have lessened that impact. But it was just really, really cleanly done.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, really neat of you to point out.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because, like, blocking and movement is something I never think about.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, when people mention it, I'm like, that is so true.
Yeah. It's really, I mean, it's funny working on St. Jude, right? We worked with a team who was helping put together all that whole production, and I wish that we had more time in the space to rehearse with them, because one of the biggest notes for a live production of that scale, where set pieces are moving on, people are moving on and out, it's a stage show. Like, it's on camera, sure, and there's camera movements and stuff that you have to, and framing and stuff that you have to account for.
Yep.
But so much of that show is blocking and stage movement.
Yep.
And the people that we are working with, who are great, and they're very talented, and they're awesome at live stuff, but for a show that has a lot of moving pieces like that, they aren't theater people. And so, like, for me, the night before, they're like, oh, we're having trouble with all these transitions and this and that. I'm like, well, that's because you haven't worked out the block. Like, this is all blocking.
Yeah.
This is all stage movement and, you know, you choosing to frame the camera here, well, this part of the set moves away, so that way when you turn back, you're over there, and it's kind of happened magically. And it's one of those things that if you're a film guy, like, having some training in theater and how bodies move through space allows you to, like, really help break down scenes like this.
Totally.
Yeah, so it's like, for as much as I say, like, oh, my theater training, whatever, didn't amount to anything, or, you know, I did a couple shows or whatever, you can translate it in a lot of different ways. And there's a lot of bad stuff. Like in LA, in LA, and it's interesting because LA theater is in general really bad. Like, even, and I'm talking about, like, even, I haven't seen a lot of stuff, but like even at the highest levels, right? Like the LA Opera House, love opera, terrible shows. At least I saw like 4 while we were living there. All of them, I was like, the blocking was so messy, it was so gross, because they were filmmakers who were directing theater in LA.
Totally.
As opposed to you go to New York, and because theater and stage show is the predominant like art form, or kind of like the most known art form out there, like blocking is so crisp, so clean, and they're able to articulate that. And so what really helps is kind of that merging of the mediums. So you're approaching it from both ways, which is really, really exciting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is super cool. I will, like I said, the monster's a little goofy. Is it the same monster every time? Like every time he peeks around?
I think so.
Right? It seems like it was. Like this.
So I did more research.
Oh, yeah.
I can fill you in.
Yeah, teach me.
on.
Teach me a little bit about this.
Right now.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
just looking for
scenes-
scenes of him just to see
So
if
the Backrooms
Yeah.
originally is a game.
It started as a game.
It's an infinite random level generation.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's like an immersive experience.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So the game itself, I believe, is responsible for like the atmosphere.
Yeah, no, totally, right.
So it seems to me like this filmmaker sort of used the game as like
the launch point.
Yeah. And
that's
then,
cool.
I don't think the game has any of the like VHS found footage stuff. I think all of that is added in, and a lot of like the camera movement is animated as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it exists in the world created by this video game.
Interesting. That's cool. I mean, the thing, like, there's so much good stuff in the creepypasta world.
Yeah.
That, you know, there's so many good ideas with the creepypasta stuff, with the containment breach stuff. Like, there's so much cool lore and interesting IP that just exists out there that, you know, is so much scarier and so much more effective than what, you know, modern big budget movie studios deal with at this point. Like, I mean, the reason why Paranormal Activity took off, especially that first one, because it was like so simple, so raw, and just had a killer premise. And that's what you need, man.
Yeah.
Like, have a killer premise and then just shoot it effectively. Like, this was so disturbing, and it's scarier than like the last 3 horror movies that I've seen, because the other ones are just so predictable, right?
It's also, to me, so smart to like make use of a medium that already exists.
Yeah.
And then like throwing these filters and these effects over it,
Yeah.
so that like real life footage blends in pretty seamlessly.
Yeah, right? Like, honestly, I'm assuming this was done on a very limited budget, if at all, right? If this was just kind of like done independently. And yeah, I can't tell what's real and what's not. There were a couple moments where I'm like, oh, that's obviously computer generated, but like for the most part, like you can't tell. It's so effectively done, and it merges those worlds together, and it's really. And at this point, there's so many free tools or like inexpensive tools that are available to filmmakers. That's awesome. It's so cool. This is so cool. I want to see the full movie of the Backrooms now. Update the monster. I also want to do a film theory now, kind of on how to survive the Backrooms. I'm really curious. Like, if you're in this situation, how do you survive?
Well, so I wonder, because the monster I think is an original thing.
Sure.
The monster doesn't exist in this game. It's just like.
Oh, the monster doesn't exist in the game?
No.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh, this whole time I was assuming like, oh, and the monster chases you. And
no.
Huh.
The game is just atmospheric. So it's just an infinite like AI generated.
And it's just like disturbing
space.
and creepy and unsettling. Oh, cool.
And so he, I'm assuming, took that.
Yeah, and
sort of
added something to it. Yeah, which makes sense. You kind of need like a motivation there outside of like, I'm wandering.
How long have I been recording?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
An hour. Jesus.
I want to figure out how to survive the Backrooms now. Don't move. Stay still. It is interesting because he does resemble to me a like motion camera or something. There's a lot of Easter eggs and stuff here too. Like this, I feel like, what is this? This is a reference to something. There's so much unspoken world building here that I love. Like outside of, oh, it was creepy and it was really tense and it was effective as far as telling this like scary, you know, short story. To me, the silent world building that goes unexplained is just as compelling, and if not more compelling, right? Like, why this? Why this alcove? Why of everywhere there's this dumpster and this random rope? Like, it's small little design details like that, or this like giant empty space, you know, and you look out and it's just this like vast hallway and you're underground in this like series of factory buildings. Like, that's so compelling to me, and it makes me want to learn more about this world. And on one hand, it's like, that's cool that you've set that up, but on the other hand, as you explain more and more, you start to lose a little bit of that mystery. So it's always that balance of like, how much do you want to explain versus how much you don't want to explain. But just really, really cool. Like, is this a place that people know exists? Because look, there's signs and warnings. So who works here? Who lives here? Why is this place necessary? You know, all these filing cabinets that go completely unexplained. And then you're back up into the back rooms where it's being patrolled. So cool. So cool. So unsettling. Well done. Kane Pixels. Kane. So cool. So awesome. And this is, like I said, this is the sort of stuff that, like, this is what I love about YouTube. This is what I love about independent video, because you get stuff like this, which is so much more effective in 9 minutes than an hour and a half long movie that's produced like with $1 million budget, millions of dollars of budget, right? So really, really cool, really, really disturbing, and I hope you enjoyed it. And you know, if you have more creepypastas that have shown up that we've never seen before, that you want us to theorize about, react to, let us know. And There you go. We are. Well, I am game. I accept all challengers. So in the meantime, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Remember, it wasn't a live stream, but it was a video for you. See ya.
Wow. Oh crap. Way too much there, guys. Fuck, and some just went down there. Right, so we found out something. The Backrooms was originally a game. I'm going to have to do some more research, guys. For those of you who were watching this just because you're bored, I understand because we've already watched this. We don't... It's so... There's something going on here that I'm going to have a bigger look into. But I'm going to stop filling in because it's been going on for an hour. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.